story and it be shit like that. All that tough talk, what? You ain't built like that. What? You ain't hopping the shit, you ain't bring that shit man back. You ain't been in the...
Yo, what up? BLK and this motherfucker's gonna be okay in this motherfucker. Like, comment, subscribe, share, dislike, do all that. Do something, no, show some love, right? And so, think about this, man. You have to be content, right? So you can't go around watching drama flicks all day, feeding that into your subconscious mind, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, right after that, you go and listen to somebody who got some relationship issues going on themselves. And so you give them your spiel or your rundown on what you believe a relationship's supposed to be, when you yourself don't even have a flourishing relationship. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, start to realize that when you start watching these flicks, right, you start to think like, oh, okay, so this ain't going right in their relationship. So now when you get into a relationship, you like, am I doing this in my relationship? On a subconscious level. Because see, what happens is you start to admire the people that you watch on the screen. And so you ask people that you know at the workplace, or you know, your family, friends, family, whatever the case may be. You start asking them, right? Like, hey, have you seen this movie? Have you seen this? You know what I'm saying? So when something happens, you can go back and be like, okay, this is what Brody did in the show, right? And then you go clarify with your homie, this is what Brody did in the show, I'm gonna try that out. Literally, you go and try these things out. And then you come back with no success on what you just did in the show, right? And now you're looking at every person that you're dating and you're wondering if you are hitting all of these criterias that have been placed in front of you before you started this relationship, right? Because you don't want to feel inferior and lose out on another person, correct? So if that's the case, right, are you not projecting in every relationship you get into? Because when you get into these relationships, you don't want these things to happen. And we all know whatever you don't want to happen tends to happen in this life. Because on a level, you putting too much energy on not wanting this thing to happen, that it happens. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't want something to happen, the way to not have it happen is to not think about it at all. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that what will work in this person's relationship may not work in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? You got to be content with who you are, because, you know, a lot of people need substances to get through the day, right? And so that means that on some level that you're masking an emotion that needs to be released, right? And so what happens when you start to mask emotions is that they start to build up. The energy for this particular thing starts to build up, and after you don't know how to correctly release that energy, then it comes out in a manner where you don't want to. So a lot of people cheat in relationships, right? Because they don't know how to express the energy that they feel, right? And so they've been doing, so these people have been in a relationship, and that there's something that they have not fully accomplished yet. And so they feel inferior. And because they feel inferior about this thing, right, they would rather go and cheat and ruin something rather than to go and to talk to this person, because they haven't built a relationship to where it's steady enough for this person to talk to them about. So in other words, if this person is bad at eating candy, right? And you've never given this person any type of candy. And all of a sudden, right, there comes a situation where this person is, y'all put him in a position to where he or she is supposed to eat candy, but they run out of the room. Instead of just saying, oh, I can't eat candy, you know what I'm saying? It ruins my teeth and, you know, my face break out or whatever. Instead of saying that, this person runs out of the room because they've never built up a vulnerable spot or a vulnerable state where they feel comfortable enough talking to someone about, you know what I'm saying, their feelings about candy, you know? So when you realize that these people have not dealt with their traumas in life, then you start to understand that this is another reason why people are not flourishing in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? So when they get in a relationship with you and it comes a time to where these people are supposed to talk to you about certain things, they can't because they haven't built up a relationship to where this room makes them feel vulnerable, because they weren't taught vulnerability, right? And so to create a new aspect inside of a person's mind is something that is not prevalent at all in today's society, because, you know, you're told one thing and you should do that, and that should be the only way it should be done, and to go outside of that, you look abnormal. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be building your mind is abnormal in today's society. So when these people get to a certain degree to where they're feeling like they have to eat candy, right, they hurry up and leave and rush out and go to the next person who doesn't put them around a candy scenario. You know what I'm saying? And so these candy scenarios continuously happen, and they're trying to run from these candy scenarios, you know what I'm saying, by dating other people. You know what I'm saying? And this is another I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, because y'all have to start utilizing meditation a lot better than what y'all doing, because, you know, a lot of people, they just take it for granted or lightly as if meditation is not going to work. But y'all got to learn how to build up a work ethic to want to change. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all sitting up here thinking people finna just change for you and relationships are supposed to just flourish. Bro, you have to continuously change yourself in relationships and continuously build your mind. Stop listening to what other people's relationships, stop watching other people's relationships, because it's gonna make you focus more on the things that you don't have going on instead of the things that you do have going on. You know what I'm saying? So you have to utilize every part of yourself, whatever you good at, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're bad at, I should say. Whatever you think you need to grow in, start to focus on that. So you could be in a relationship where you feel, okay, so sometimes when you do bad things, it makes you feel bad inside, and you're not always 100% sure why you did these things. You have to slow down and start to respond to everything a little bit slower, because you have more time. It's just like a video game where they give you the time to respond. It'd be like A, B, C, D. Pick one of these. That's how you have to be in life. You can't just hurry up and choose something and expect for it to be a good outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all literally be like, hey, before you even check to see what type of responses you have, you just, hey, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dawg, that's not how you supposed to be going through it, bro. This is why you just automatically responding. Like, no, that you don't automatically, that's a bot, Autobot. You auto respond.